Hi folks, it's old Sty North. I'm out camping. What's new, eh? I look a little rough around the edges right now because, yeah, I spent a couple hours getting camp kind of whipped into shape and getting settled in. I'm out at Birch Grove Campground in the Great Chequamegon National Forest in northern Wisconsin. Once in a while, you might hear a vehicle going by because I'm at the beginning of the campground. This is a campsite that I really like, and I've only gotten to use it once before, and that was for a single overnighter. This trip, I got this campground for 8 nights. 9 days, 8 nights. Yeah, in fact, here we got a vehicle coming through right now. There we go. Okay, anyway, this campsite, I selected this campsite and I was fortunate. I got in here. The campground's pretty full. I got in here and the campsite next to it is a very nice site. I like that site, but it was occupied. But this site, it's just as good. It's just as good. The only difference here is my water access, which is behind me. The water access is right down the hill here. And it's nice because it's in its own little inlet that comes off this lake. And there's only one other campsite down here. And it's not occupied. People don't like this first campsite. I don't know why, but campsite number 2 is usually taken. Fortunately, today it wasn't. So I got myself in here, got set up. I'm happy. I'm going to give you the tour of the campsite and where I'm going to be for the next 8 nights. And I'll probably do quite a bit of video stuff out here, while I'm out here. I know that I'll be getting the opportunity to get out on the lakes. There's 2 lakes. There's one right behind me, and there's one right over here. And I can get to this lake, the one over here, I can get to by just taking the kayak on its cart and wheel it down to the boat landing, which is just right down there, about 150 feet away maybe. Very close. So it's nice access. This one behind me, that requires going down a hill a ways. It's not a steep hill. You go down a hill a ways and you can get down to the water's edge down here. Now, after what I'll probably do is I'll paddle that lake over there and get a day or two of paddling over there, and then I'll transfer the kayak down behind me. And that's where it'll stay the rest of my stay because it's so convenient. I just walk down the hill, I can get my kayak and go. And I don't have to wheel it back and forth. Plus, this lake that's behind me has the best fishing in it. At least in my opinion. So, but this trip, it was come heck or high water, I was gonna take this extra long, well, I would say, yeah, it's an extended week, 8 nights, 9 days. Whether it rained or whatever it didn't matter. I was going to be out here. Well, it's a beautiful day. Very few clouds in the sky, sunny, hot. It's a hot day, but there's a good breeze, good stiff breeze, so it's helping a person stay cooled down. Yeah, it don't take much to work up a sweat out here. But I had a local game warden stop, and I knew him from years ago, actually. He wasn't a game warden at the time. And I thought I recognized him. We got talking, and oh yeah, I knew him from years ago. And we got to chatting, and he said, you do realize that starting late tonight and then all day tomorrow and all tomorrow night, there's chances for thunderstorms. Some may be severe. I said, well, don't matter. I'm going to be here. So I might have a couple thunderstorms to ride out the next couple days. But that's one reason also I decided I was going to do 8 nights, 9 days, because there's got to be a couple of really good days in there somewhere. So yeah, that's why such a long trip. And what I'm going to do now is I'll transition, because I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to take you for a walk through the camp. And what I'll do is I'll start down at the entrance into this campsite and just do a walkthrough and show you it's not completely set up, but it's close. It's close to where I want it for the week. So let's do that. Let's take a walk through and take a look at the campsite. Well, here we are, folks. I hope the sunlight doesn't mess things up, but this is walking into my campsite. You can see the adventure trailer parked here. I've got my coolers along the back, well, the side where it's shaded, keep them out of the heat. And then over here we've got the hammock is hung right behind the screen house here. And the hammock, I'll walk you over here. The hammock gives you a good view of one of the lakes. I hope you can see the lake down there, all right? You can see the lake through the trees. And the boat landing is just right down. My truck is right here. And you just go straight down this little gravel driveway, and the boat landing is right at the base. Not far at all. There's a campsite right there. Nobody's in it. Restrooms, in fact, are right there. And I'll show you the rest of camp here as I come around. And there's the screen house. Screen house is all set up. Got some of the gear in it. Getting it set up, because if we're going to have a lot of rain, that's where I'll be cooking. Now the next campsite over, you can maybe make it out. It's right over there. It's actually quite a distance from me. So we shouldn't be disturbing each other. There's the view of the second lake from my campsite. It's beautiful. I can sit here at the picnic table or in one of my camp chairs and look out over the lake in the evening. The sun sets right over there, so the sunset should be pretty nice. And this is the hill that I have to go down with my kayak. I have to go down through here, down past that birch tree, and there's a spot right down. I don't know if you can make it out. There's a spot right down here that I can put the kayak in. There's the picnic table, of course. Fire pit. The adventure trailer. The Styac cabled to the back of the adventure trailer. So if somebody stole the trailer, they'd be dragging a kayak behind them. Somebody stole the kayak, they'd have to be dragging a trailer behind them. That's my firewood under that tarp. Got a little bit here at the fire pit, but I got about 5 days of firewood there, and I've got another 3 days in the back of the truck. And there's the adventure trailer. The bunk is down, and it's a bloody mess in there because I just got here 2 hours ago, and I haven't done the interior housekeeping yet. So yeah, I'm taking a break right now is what I'm doing. So it's all set up. This is a pretty site. I mean, I like this location. It's got really nice birch right here next to the trailer. It's got a nice pine right at the front here. A couple more birch behind the screen house, and some mature timber standing there. Lots of birch right there. Hence why they call this Birch Grove. A lot of birch in here. A lot of birch. No shaga, but a lot of birch. But yeah, that's the site. There's, you can probably see them. There's 2 brown posts right there. This is the host site. If there's a host at this campground, this is the site that they take, that they are given. So they don't have a host this year because I declined. So because I declined being a host, they didn't find somebody to replace me for a host. So there's no host. So that's why I like this site. It's at the beginning of the campground. Most of the noise in the campground's down on the other end. And it does have some of the best lake access. So I am very happy I got this site. Now, if I would have hosted, I would have loved staying here. The only thing that would have been different is I would have run a tarp off of the adventure trailer out this direction. A 16-foot tarp out this direction. And I would have moved the picnic table underneath that tarp. And then, of course, had the screen house, and I probably would have had a large pile of firewood off to the side here. Especially for one person, this is a really nice site. I mean, it's a really nice site. Plan on going out on the road next year. Me and another YouTuber, we're going to take a long trip out to Montana, and that's a 30-day trip. And I'm going to see if the Forest Service can't find a host. When I get back from that trip, I will have moved into the adventure trailer as a permanent residence. I'll be basically living on the road. So when I get back from that month-long trip, there'll still be almost 3 months of camping season. About 2.5, 3 months. If they have not found a host by then, I think I'll offer myself up to be the host of this campground for the remainder of the season next year after my trip. And then, of course, I'm going to tell them I want this site. And then I'd be living out here. I would be staying here all the time for the next couple of months. And then as winter came on, then I would make my plans for heading south for the winter, follow the weather. But there we are. Sty North out at Birch Grove Campground. And I'm going to see how much energy I have and how the weather is. There's a nice lake back here that's kind of hidden in the woods that a lot of people don't know about. There's very few that even know it's back there. And it's supposed to have good fish in it. So I'm thinking I might take a day and hike in there. Pack myself up a light lunch, grab my day pack, a couple of my collapsible fishing rods and some bait, and hike on in there and fish for a good part of the day and see if I can catch anything in that lake. That'll be a video all of its own, won't it? Well, I want to thank all you folks for coming out to Birch Grove and getting a good peek at my camp for the first day. I probably won't do any filming this evening. I'm going to have a very light dinner. It's so blasted hot, and I worked my tail off today just trying to get everything together and get out here, and then to get it all set up, and yeah, I feel a little burned out. So I'm just going to relax this evening and pick it up, see what happens, if the storms come in tonight or not, and see what happens. And then we'll do a video tomorrow. Dinner tonight is going to be very light dinner of some kind. I don't know what I'm having yet, but it's going to be very light. The appetite is a little off because of the heat. So I'm going to have a good, nutritious, light dinner and just stay hydrated. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Can't wait. Can't wait. So thanks for tagging along, folks. Hey, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Would you please? Then you'll know whenever I do videos. And then, if you will, please hit the thumbs up for me. Hit the like button. And we have memberships. If you like the channel, become a member. Become a member. I'd love it. I'd love it. I'm going to be trying to do some member-only content this week while I'm out here also, because my members deserve some special content. So, okay, folks, this is Sty saying I love y'all. I want you all to get out in the outdoors. Get into the outdoors. And while you're there, take it in. Take it all in. There's so much beauty. There's so much that you can gain by just getting out and exposing yourself to the great outdoors. So until later, you all have a very, very nice day. Bye-bye.